My volume is good. Check, check, check. According to that, it's picking up some stuff. Oh well. Okay. I got a cog icon for my button. It is massive though. What can I do to just shrink that down? I guess I can just scale the button. Sure. Let's get rid of the normal style box and put it back over to the right side. The scale's gonna mess with that. Grr. Okay, just gonna manually position it. That looks fine for now. Oh, actually, make this flat and use that color. That's a little bit more accurate, but whatever, doesn't matter. Also the checkmark button. This was supposed to be a circular button, so it's not, but whatever. Boop. And I'm just going to hide that by default. Okay. What do I actually need to work on? I need to make sure that I have VOs playing on various things. And make some effort to try and synchronize VOs with the message at the top. So, I don't currently have any. Oh, I made it a auto load, didn't I? Voice. Yes. I made an auto loaded node to play voiceovers. Should I just make a bunch of samples of my own voice to play with? Probably. So I'll try that. 1, 2. Check, check. Nothing is coming through. Okay. Oh, because it's trying to record on a microphone that's not there. Edit. Recording. Recording device. Wish this was more obvious. I don't know which one's which. Let's just try one. Hello, check, check, check. Okay, that seems to be doing something. But not much. It's quite weak. Hello. Oh, I can hear it, I guess. Okay. I'll just go with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll just start with that. I need some blank background noise. Okay. Just going to remove background noise from the recording as much as I can. Surprised at how much there is. One. Still really bad. Oh my, so loud. Getting better. Okay, that's at least reasonable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. I don't want that one. Okay, okay. Those look pretty even. I don't like that spike. 7, 8. That gets way too high. I am not a sound person, so I'm just kind of have taught myself as much as I can to figure out how to do this stuff. 8, 9, 10. Okay. Good with 6, that. 7, 8. Okay, 7's a little bit quiet. Let's try negative 18. 7, 8. Still going to the red. Oh wait, that's louder, isn't it? I'm going the wrong direction. Ah. Fact. Okay. So I actually want to go to negative 24-ish. That looks a little bit more reasonable. 7. Okay. 8. 6. Okay. I have voiceover of me counting. Save this somewhere. Documents. Farm counting. Probably shouldn't put it. I mean, it is for this project, but it doesn't need to be imported into the actual project files. Let's put it on my desktop for now. I'll sort it later. Counting. I need these as separate files. 1. Or should I just use 1.wav? Again, I'll just put them on the desktop for now. I'll sort them later. Selection, yes. Okay. 2. 2, export 3. Good. 4. 5. Can never really tell with these. 5. Because the F's and V's are so, like, quiet compared to everything else. 6. 6. 7. 7. 7. 8. 8. 8. I'm gonna sound so robotic. 8. But these are just placeholder assets anyway. 9. 9. 10. 10. Okay. Make an audio folder. There's little numbers. Just keep it separate from other stuff. Put that in there. Okay. 1. Good enough. Alright, I have me saying a bunch of numbers. I'm going to try and make the auto-loaded node for playing voice count out loud. It'd be a lot easier if this was a scene and not a script. It's not terrible as a script, but let me see if I can make it into a scene instead. Okay. Good. Okay. And I'll just put this on there. I can do this here, so I don't need to do it here. That helps. Okay. I'll just export numbers as an array of audio streams. And can I group populate like this? No. There we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're even in the right spots. Okay. So all I should need to do in paddock script, you're the ones counting, right? I just need to tell it to play the number of the count. As long as it's not empty. This is after all the numbers are set. So if not is empty, voice dot play, what did I call it? Play voice recording. I'm just gonna call it say number hint. Numbers number -1. That should work. Paddock. Voice.say number count.size. I should probably do some checks here. Make sure I don't go outside the array range. If number is less than or equals 0, or number is greater than 10, then return. I'm just gonna ignore any request that's invalid. Okay. Do I still have everything set up to count properly? 1. I do, and it works. 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I do sound quite robotic though. Doesn't matter. Alrighty. I still don't know what's causing that. Oh, why weren't the pigs moving? They should have been walking around. They're not moving around. Yeah, I tried to fix it with that. There, now they're moving around. Still get the error though. I'm always just clicking on random 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Alright. Alright, that's one thing down. What do I want to do next? I want... Okay. Now, I'm assuming I'm going to need to be able to change pigs to something else, so that would be a separate recording. Also, more should be able to change to less. So I would need a recording that says, tap the barn with more or less pigs or cows or whatever it is. This one would be tap the barn with, which is the same so far, number more than number animal. So I'd also need less than. This is a whole other ball game. Okay. I also need barns that are just like tappable buttons. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make recordings for at least these two. Tap the barn with more, less than pigs, cows. I'm also gonna need like potentially singular versus plural, but meh, not 100% sure I'll need that yet. Okay. Tap the barn with more, less pigs, pigs, cows, than. That should be good enough. The process of cleaning up audio. It is so annoying. I wonder if there's an easy way I could just increase this. Did significantly more. Tap the barn with, although it sounds much worse, more, tap the barn with, I might just re-record that, that's awful, more, less, pigs, pigs, cows, than. Tap the barn with more, less, tap the barn with more, less, pigs, cows, than, less, This is fine. Ah. More. Less. Pigs. Cows. Cows. Than. Okay. Get those into Godot. Okay. Hmm. How would I... Hmm. Trying to think of an efficient way to work this together. So I'm gonna need to, like, give it an array. Our instructions. Array of audio streams. And then current as an integer. So current plus equals 1. Then stream equals instructions. Current play. Hmm. I'm thinking of not only like an efficient way to do this in the voice autoload node, but also how I want to use this from the other scripts to make it easy. I could do like tap the barn with more, oops, not comma, pigs. And then each of these is like a parameter that I would use internally in here to then get the audio file, because that would be really easy for me to use. but also very prone to errors because these would have to be exact matches to things. Alternatively, I can just dump all of these into an array and then force myself to memorize all of the array indices, which would be a nightmare. Okay, well, if I just use like shortcuts like that, and then I can export words as a dictionary. Oh, right, duh. Also, these would be an array, not a comma separated list. So I'll say words as an array of strings. Hi, Alex. How are you today? There we go. Okay. Now I can put in a key. I want key to be string tap. And then value will be an audio stream, but that doesn't seem to be an option. Object. So tap links to this. I think that'll work fine. I'll just need to memorize all the keys, which is easier than numbers at least. New key. More. Value. Oh, I can just drag it on. More. Less. Less. Uh, than. Pigs. Pigs. And cows. Cows. Okay. That should be pretty easy to use, I think. I just need to say, I just need to pass an array of strings and it will turn it into audio for me. Then I just need to connect, what is it called? Finished? Finished. Finished. Connect. Next word. And then also call next word immediately. That should work. I'm a little worried about the spacing of the words though. It's probably going to be really freaking jarring to hear. Okay, I suppose the game manager is in charge of providing the instructions. For now, I'm just going to do it on ready, just to try it out. I'm going to say voice dot say, what do I call it? Say instructions. Say instructions. Tap. Oh, it's an array. Tap. More pigs. Now, wait a second. This is Not that. Wait a second. No. No. Okay. You're an array of strings. That's probably fine. I always do that. Is words indexed at instructions current? Yeah, I think so. I think so. It should say tap the barn with more pigs. No. Non-existent say instructions. More pigs. Oh no. Tap the barn with more pigs. I sound horrible, but it works. And then, of course, it doesn't have an end condition. So, um, if current is equal to instructions.size, return. That should work. Tap the barn with more pigs. Huzzah. Now, I should be able to then just say less cows. Tap the barn with less cows. Nice. Okay. Now, this should be randomized, as should this, I think. Yeah, more or less of an animal. So, randomizing more or less is going to be pretty easy. I'm going to need like a list of all the different animals that are supposed to be in there. I am making a silly little children's game about counting farm animals because I don't know what else to make right now. I'm hoping to uh, try developing something a little bit more serious once I have a larger audience that can provide suggestions or even contribute assets and stuff. But for now, this is what I have ready to be worked on because I was given this document to work off of. I'm curious, do you guys hear when I play this and it says the voiceovers? Tap the barn with more pigs. Do you hear that? I suppose that would be desktop audio. Tap the barn with more pigs. It does appear to be being recorded. Okay. What do I want to work on next? I suppose I need a method of... Oh, I need them to be able to answer the first question. That's kind of important. So, I have barns that add and remove animals, but I also need one that's just like select this side. How did I write barn? I made it just a tappable thing that emits a signal when it's tapped. Okay, that was smart of me. So, I will duplicate my plus barn to make it just barn. Tap. And you do not need to do any of this. Probably just remove the script from you altogether. Ah. You can just be regular old barn. You just emit a signal. That's all it needs to do. Okay. Barn tap. 250, 300, just because I'm OCD. Okay, so for the first scenario, I don't have either of those. I just have this, and I need another one for the other side. What's this? You're invisible? Oh, okay. Barn B tap. This was Barn B plus, I believe. Yes. Okay. It looks like we're 13 years old. I would say more like 6 years old. Maybe even younger than that. 4 or 5, I think, learning counting. Oh, they have to be assigned their paddock. Okay. Well, I don't know why they need to be assigned a paddock. Do they? I suppose. Makes it easier. Okay. And you are on the wrong side, obviously. 750 by 300. Okay. Now for the first scenario, should just connect to this signal to the game manager who's expecting this to be the correct answer and this to be the incorrect answer. Maybe I need to not clutter up my game manager with all that stuff, though. Should have like a question manager or something. That seems reasonable. Quizmaster. That's fine. I can always rearrange them later. Okay. I did give them a class name. Okay. No. Okay. Give your paddocks. And you're gonna have 6 barns. I only have 5 made though. You know what, let's do tap plus minus. I'm gonna forget about that and it's gonna bite me in the ass later. Okay. Func. What wording does he use? Section A, section B, section C. Section A. Section B. Section C. Okay. So for section A, I'll be putting the tap barns on and the other ones off. So barns 0 dot visible equals true. Not 1. 3. And everything else will be off. And then, okay, I'm just gonna make the other barn now because I don't want to deal with it later. Quiz barn B minus. Okay. Oops. Good enough. Okay. Back to the Quizmaster. So I have the correct barns visible for the scenario section, whatever. Now I need to know what question I'm asking and what is the correct answer. I also need to randomize the question. So the first one is just, there's only two questions, really. More or less. And there's difficulty settings. So I'll make that a variable. Difficulty, it's an integer. Give a default of 1. Difficulty 1, 2, 3. Okay. Also going to need this, so I can change it. Actually, be easier to do it that way. Then I can move it around and it won't break reference. Does rich text label inherit from label? No. No, it does not. So I definitely do need to know if it is. Oh well. Oh, it can stay as a control for now. I also need the submit button. Again, better as unique. Now the submit button is not used for this one, so that can be turned off as well. I will make that variable equals I have a feeling that needs to be 2. Let's just see what happens. Tap the barn with more
it's
pigs.
0 or 1. Okay, that works.
You can go to hell. I don't want to hear my voice like that again. Okay, so yes, Randy range is working 0 to 1. So I'm gonna get more or less. Pretty much 50-50. Although, yeah, it's just gonna be 50-50. I'll just stick with pigs for now. I didn't bother getting any other animal assets. What are you bitching about? I have tons of variables I'm not using. So, instructions dot text equals tap the barn with plus more or less plus a space plus
plus plural. That should, and there's a period. Just to be as exact to the document as possible. Voice dot say instructions, is that what I called it? Tap, more or less animal. Did I call it, where is that voice? I did put it as plural, okay. Where was I? Quizmaster. Plural. That should work. That should work. And then I have to connect the signals of the barns being tapped to say if that is correct or incorrect. But I'll just try this out and make sure it's good. Oh. So the game manager needs access to my quizmaster, and it's going to say quizmaster.section A difficulty 1. Oh right, this is an array. An array of strings. Oh no. Should have had this stopped. There. Okay. Tap the barn with less pigs. If I do it enough times, I'll eventually get cat or tap more. The barn with. Tap the barn with more pigs. That works. Now, by default, the paddocks are empty. Yeah, I can just delete them. So, I need x opposite side will have plus or minus 4 or 5. So if the capacity is 10, and I have plus or minus 4 or 5, how would I do that? Okay. So I have the number of pigs I want in A and B, and they have to be varied by different amounts based on difficulty. I do this at the top. Well, the easiest thing to do would just be to match difficulty and then have 1, 2, 3. And then I have different blocks of code for each one, figuring out the possibilities for each of these. But I feel like this should be the first thing that happens to ensure that you get 50-50 split on more or less. And then I can also use that in my calculations. Hmm. Maybe I should start by calculating what the difference will be. So in 3, difference is 1. In scenario 2, it's either 2 or 3, so 2 if, same thing up here. Three. And then here it's either 4 or 5. That should work. Then I need to figure out how many pigs are in each pen based on the knowledge that one is more or less than the other. Although whether the solution is more or less doesn't tell me whether A is more or less or B is more or less. It's kind of irrelevant. I didn't need to do that first, but it's fine. I suppose it's random enough just to randomize A and then set the value of B based on that information. And then pigs in B will have to be pigs in A plus or minus difference, but still adhering to, okay, if pigs in A minus difference is less than or equal to 0, then that's invalid. So pigs in B equals pigs in A plus difference in that case. Else if pigs in A plus difference is greater than 10, that's also invalid. Therefore, pigs in B equals pigs in A minus difference. Then in any other case, it could go either way. So I need another Randy range 0, 1, 0, 1. And I'll just copy that there. And that there. I've named my variables, unfortunately, pigs, even though they're supposed to be a randomized animal. Okay, fixed. Now, let's move this back down to here. Alright, I've got the number of pigs in A versus B. So I need to tell the paddocks to release the correct number of animals. Did I make that a variable? I made it a function of plus barn. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Darn it. I need to change how my barns work so that any barn can add an animal. But whatever. For now, I'm just going to say barns. Which barn? Oh no. Barns. Barns, barns, barns. Okay, barns. 1 dot add animal. I never got around to doing that. Okay. So I could just animals in A. I'll add a variable parameter. I don't want to bother looping. You're number 4. Okay. Barn plus barn, add animal. Add, no. Number int. Then I have to also. There. Now it doesn't matter. Okay. Well, we just end up looping here anyway. For I in number, do all that. That should work. No. Because this... Wait, I can just put null. It doesn't matter, I didn't use it anyway.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
So I got 1 and 5. 1 and 5, correct. Okay.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 versus 3. Okay, that's valid.
Tap the barn with more
so
pigs.
many pigs. Is that
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
should not be allowed to have more than 10, so something's messed up there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So it went 8 and 13. If animals in A plus difference is greater than 10, animals in B is equal to animals in A minus difference. That should have been caught by that. Oh. Oops. I just forgot.
Tap the barn with more pigs.
Okay. I still need to determine which one is the correct answer and then connect the signals so I know if they're answering correctly or incorrectly. But I think I got the populating.
Tap the barn with more pigs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, let's fiddle with changing the difficulty. Let's change Section A difficulty level 3.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
We got 5 versus 6, that's correct.
Tap the barn with more pigs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. My initialization based on difficulty seems to be working very well. Let's call this answer section A. And then the answer will come with a signal of, I guess, just a 0 or a 1. I can do Boolean, but that limits it to only ever being 2 barns. Okay, so I need to make this contingent on the value of more or less, and whether animals in A is less than animals in B, etc. would also need to like go through everything and disconnect any signals that they have attached already. I'll worry about that later. Okay. So, instead of doing that, I'm going to have a variable for correct. Correct equals 0 if pigs in, I called it animals in A, is less than animals in B, and more or less is less. This is too complicated for a ternary. If more or less is more, otherwise it's less. If it's more, then correct equals 0 if animals in A is greater than animals in B. Otherwise, the correct answer is 1. If it's less, then do that. That should be correct. Okay. Then all I need to do is, if answer is correct, and then I have what happens on correct and what happens on not correct. We'll need to count the number of incorrect responses. Okay. So the incorrect things are based on this. I just make each of these a function. Be easy to call the right one. actually don't know what happens when they get it right. Animals return to the barn, new set of animals appear. When does they proceed to section 2? I don't know. But should just repeat with a new randomized question. I guess. That'll be sufficient for now. Um, okay. I want to make this a function of just barn. That will suffice. Because now I can use the tappable barns as the ones that are providing the animals. That makes more sense to me. Oh no. Right, I didn't populate their stuff. Tap the barn with more pigs. Tap the barn with more pigs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. There should be some sort of like feedback if they get the answer right, but I wasn't told what to do other than animals returning to the barn and then restarting. I also didn't connect the signals. Barns 0 dot tapped connect answer section A. Oh. Dot bind 0. This barn 3 tapped bind 1. That should work. Alright. Tell all of the animals to return to the barns. Hmm. Currently, they can only go in this area. Hmm. Probably didn't need to make separate classes for plus burn and minus burn. That was a little bit silly. Okay. I probably shouldn't have gone overkill and used navigation. Because getting them to navigate to the correct barn is going to be kind of annoying if they're moving around up here. Hmm. Okay. Barns have a reference to paddock. Paddock has an array of animals. Hmm. What are you bitching about? Functions. It's probably gonna get rid of that class anyway. Yeah, I really didn't set this class, set things up properly to make this easy on myself. suppose I should just test this is working correctly.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
Oh no. Tapped. Actually, with called with 2. It wants to emit itself. I can just
Tap the barn with more pigs.
correct. Incorrect. So far, so good.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
Correct. Incorrect. So far, so good. I think my logic is sound.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
Incorrect. Correct. Awesome. Okay. I think I got the answering logic done properly. I need to be able to send them back to the barn. Sorry, I'm just like having my brain melt, trying to reconcile what I need to do next with the horrible crap I did yesterday or last week. That I need to be able to send the little piggies back to their barns.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
Hello, Wardo? What? What? I don't even know what to say to that. But hello.
1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4.
I need to be able to send you people, piggies, back to the barn. But I didn't. Like, I can try to move them there. But the barn's not part of the navigation map. Why did I do that? Anyway, I can turn my mic up. Yes. Is this better? Can you hear me now? It's a JoJo reference. I'm sorry I don't watch anime. I've been trying to watch Delicious in Dungeon, Frieren, uh, and the Ranking of Kings. Not so much into the traditional like action animes. All right. Okay. Awesome. So, the paddock has an array of animals that it contains. Doesn't have a reference to the barn. That would actually be really helpful if it did. But then, like, which barn? Because each paddock has 3 barns. I could just make the barn a variable or a parameter. Okay. Func. Return all animals to barn. And the barn is a parameter. Then for animal in animals. Stop it. Animal dot move to barn dot global position. I am making a children's learning to count
Tap
to 10
the barn
basically.
with less pigs.
So they'll be presented with a simple math question and then they need to answer it. But if they need help,
1,
they can
2,
count
3, 2,
how many
1,
are in
2.
each thing. And they'll also be able to force them to like arrange themselves to make them easier to count. Not sure how that's going to work yet, but
3, 4, 5.
right now the object is obviously to get them to tap over here, but I need to then acknowledge that they got the correct answer and send all the pigs back to their barns and then reset and ask another question. So, I'm telling the paddock to tell all of the animals to return to a barn, passing a barn as a parameter. So, for loop through all the animals, tell the animals to move to the barn global position. Probably not going to work because the barn isn't on the navigation map. I guess I could just make the navigation map bigger, but then the pigs will randomly wander up there. I don't know. So, when I'm resetting, I have a reference to paddocks and barns. Hopefully. It's not going to look like this. These are just placeholder assets. Yes, but I'm not designing it. Okay, so I made an array of paddocks. So for paddock in... Nah, I can't do that because I need to know which barn to go into. Paddock 0 dot... What did I call the function? Return all animals to barn. For now, I'm just going to hard code barns 0 and barns 3. Then I'm going to need to like use a signal or wait a certain amount of time. Oh, I commented that out. That's why I didn't get a print. But yes, when I click the correct answer, it should call reset and then tell all the animals to return back to their barns. Hopefully.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
Okay, that's progress. I answered correctly and they went back to their barns. Ish. They navigated as close as they could to the barn. I'm just gonna close these so that they stop cluttering. I wanted to have the barn remove the animal, but I never did it. They have on target reached. How close do they get? Do I even need to care?
Tap the barn with more pigs.
Oh, more. Ah, I'm smart. So they kind of just like hover awkwardly in front of it. It's not very good. I could just make the area bigger. Wait, that's not the right area. Be this. Where can I put in actual numbers? Grr. I swear there's a spot where you can enter in coordinates for those. I do not see it though. Whatever. They should be able to get up there now.
Tap the barn with more pigs.
Okay. And when they get there, they just need to be destroyed. Um, that's what I'm looking for. Target reached. Okay. So hmm. Okay. Paddock. Ugh. Whatever. Animal dot cheat navigation dot target reached dot connect animal dot queue free. Should work.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
There is a heart in front of your message. I can't. Brother, may I have some oats? I mean, sure. I don't have any to give you, but you can have some anyway. Then they march to their deaths. Okay. Next. How do I know when they're all dead? I mean, back in their barn. Um. Hmm. I could just use a wait timer. What would be the longest amount of time I would have to wait? I don't know. Let's wait, I don't know, 5 seconds. See how that looks. And then call section A again. Section A. Difficulty 2. Just for fun. Okay.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
Get wrong first. Incorrect. Correct. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Oh no. This isn't good. There should not be 0 pigs ever. Function moved to previously freed on null instance. Oh, I didn't delete them from the array. Okay.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
So far so good. But I don't know, it's not reading the instructions the second time. But it's still changing the... Oh, I'm trying to reconnect signals without disconnecting them first. Okay. And then there's the mystery of why it's not reading the audio part. It definitely should be. Okay. I guess whenever I call any question, I should just go through everything and disconnect all signals. Need callable. That should work. I think the idea is to put it on like iPads or something. I shouldn't really be trying to contribute to the iPad children epidemic, but I have to pay the bills somehow. That should work, I think.
Tap the barn with more pigs.
Huh. Is that why it's not saying the instructions? Yeah, I love Godot. It's definitely my favorite engine, by far. That looks right. Okay.
Tap the barn with more pigs.
A small price for salvation, although you're not really contribution to the iPad epidemic. It's more educational, so it's beneficial for them. Yeah. So the person that I'm working for works, or doing this for, works in educational games, and they are trying to use actual like teaching methodologies and pedagogy to make good, well-designed games that are not just about distracting children, but actually getting them to learn. The objective is just to try and get this released for dirt cheap on probably the Apple Store, so that parents have something that is hopefully going to, teach their children counting skills while they're needing to be distracted with games. Tap the barn with more pigs. This should be incorrect, this should be correct, and they should all return to the barn. And hopefully, if I did things right, the voice should read the next question. But it doesn't. Why does my voice not read the next one? Okay. Quizmaster. Voice say instructions. Voice say instructions. Is it all going to be counting or some other skills such as spelling? I think they want to stick with like one particular skill per game, but eventually develop like a suite of skill-based games. That's my understanding. Genuinely didn't know we still had the edu games genre. Unfortunately, most children's games have gone the way of just like brain melting. Um, well, I'm kind of just developing it on faith that I will get commission from sales. The person I'm working for is a friend. Oh, I know why. I never reset the value of current. That's why it only worked once.
Tap the barn with more pigs.
Are you having any issues that you need second set of eyes on? I don't know that I need a second set of eyes on anything. It's usually just I'll like fumble through things and then take a break and then everything's clear all of a sudden. Should read the next one now. Now that I've reset the value of current.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
Okay. The new pigs came out before the old pigs were gone, though. That could cause problems. Less pigs? Excellent.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
Incorrect? Correct. Okay. I don't know how
Tap
I want
the barn with less pigs
to deal with, like, increasing the difficulty over time and changing to different questions, because there's 3 questions in the document that I have. But so far this seems to be working pretty well.
Tap the barn with more pigs.
Alright. Also, I don't know how many people present have seen the counting mechanism.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That was the first thing I did. And you can
6
uncount and you can go count the other side.
1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 1.
So, born with more pigs. So, if I hit incorrect, all the pigs should arrange themselves like so. I think that was... Okay. Animals will align themselves. The players will be asked to try again. So. Scaffold 1. Tell all of the piggies to arrange themselves. Is that a function of paddock? Probably. Arrange animals. Okay, that should be easy then. Paddocks 0 dot arrange animals. There. And then how do I tell them to try again? Do I just say try again? There's nothing. I need clarification on this document. But, I mean, that should work. Oh, whoops. Yep, makes sense. That could be a feature. How many pigs are there now kind of thing. So proud I made a system yesterday in Godot that calls text and color from the saved game data based on a simple variable value that changes labels of my instantiated NPCs. Nice. I'm a novice at Godot, and this was my first system that I engineered of my own. Nice. That must boost your self-esteem a lot. I did the same thing. Game. Thank you.
Tap the barn with more pigs.
Okay, so if I hit the incorrect, they should arrange themselves. Excellent. And I guess I'll either just play a voiceover that says try again, or add text that says try again, or both.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Should probably get rid of the numbers when they submit an answer too.
Tap the barn with less pigs.
Okay. It's coming along though, that's nice. is the function that resets the count? Reset count is on paddock. Quizmaster. If you're correct, put it up here and reset. Reset count. Excellent. Okay. Tap the barn with more pigs. 1, 2, 3. Should I reset the count when they do that? Or just when they get it right? I don't know. Tap the barn with more pigs. I'm sorry, my voice is not jump scare friendly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are just placeholder assets I made myself just earlier this morning. More pigs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't really know if I should be removing the numbers so that they get it wrong. I should probably make a list of these questions I keep having. NPCs have a rarity type, and all the possibilities for the label are saved in the base NPC, so I have to do when I make an institution NPC's label as common. Okay. I get it. I'm guessing incorrectly. Should counting be reset when animals arrange themselves? What other questions do I have? Hmm. Still struggling with the concept of using strings in a practical sense. I've learned what they are, but not how they're used. They're whatever you want them to be. That's the beauty of Godot. Alright, what do I want to work on next? On the second scaffold, the voiceover will count each side, then re-ask the question. That is awful. um... Huh. That's a lot. I guess I would have to make a function of the paddock that forcibly counts its contents and then emits a signal when it's done. And spaces things out to a reasonable amount, so it's not just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then re-ask the question again. Ugh. So I guess I should store this in a variable to make that easier. Okay, last part's done. That's all I should need to do for scaffold 2. I just need to write the contents of that function. Oh, I don't need to do a signal. For animal in animals, animal booped emit wait. Tap the barn with more pigs. Their instincts will make them try again. Okay, get it wrong once, they should arrange themselves. And then get it wrong again. Tap the barn with more pigs. Oh, booped requires a signal. I think it's just itself. Yeah. Tap the barn with less pigs. Tap the barn with less pigs. The await didn't work. So I do need a signal. Signal count off finished. Are you gonna have other animals? Yeah, I think so. I feel like there might be a mom somewhere that thinks I'm trying to like push anti-abortion rhetoric or something by doing something like that. What was I doing? Count off finished. No. Signal. Turn. Count finished. I think that works. Tap the barn with less pigs. 7. Oh no. Also, it didn't do the other side. What's happening here? It should await half a second between each one. You could flip it and have the farmer come out and take the eggs inside and use it as a subtraction instead. Um, hmm. Why isn't that doing what I wanted to? Hmm. Oh. Okay, I need a break for lunch anyway. I was supposed to make a pause screen, but I didn't do it. I'm sorry.